honest, I'm writing some of the senators. We need to go beyond this. I think Mr. Gay will have to shut up here. Mr. Gay is doing disservice to the country, but all of what he's saying about the accusation moving after Amara, it's not going to help the country, nothing whatsoever. Now, quickly, I'll end on this note, Julius. Why did you dismiss the officer in charge, Biago, from the DA? Why did you dismiss him? Officer in charge, Biago, allegedly took a vehicle from one of those that are coordinating the activities of the cartel in the Republic of Liberia. You move to dismiss him, but you don't want to prosecute him. Is that not something featured on 14? There's a lot of, listen, the police chief and that of Mo Ali and the rest of the folks are even convoluting this matter for the government. This is going to be a very dangerous thing on what they exercise in the country, and I think they're going to be exposed.
Thanks so kindly. Thanks so kindly. We'll hold you there. Let's take a few more. Our guests are here. Let's come to the local lines here. Welcome. Let's hear you.
Julius.
Yeah.
Good afternoon.
Go ahead. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, so let me say good afternoon to His Excellency President Boakai. Julius, let me appreciate you. This is Samuel D. Kekwa, and I join you from Margibi. And
when you leave from Margibi to come back to town?
You know, when you say for me, I will come. Julius.
Go ahead.
So let me appreciate you, Julius, for the national topical issues. I think all geared towards the development and growth of our nation. Specifically, I would not know anyone who supported the government to come to power, but everyone should have a fair share of appreciation. To be honest, the way people are writing and speaking, it shows some level of envy and jealousy to people who think they from the New Party or who think they support the government, they are not getting a fair share. I'm not going to be one of those persons who remain the brain of our country. But I think Moses here out, he had a lot of authority to call people from the executive for two reasons. We had the information on you and we had evidence that something you've been involved in it allegedly, number one. Number two, we are getting information or maybe we are getting alert that today there is no evidence or proof to show that you've been involved. So can you clarify the evidence we have or what we don't have? But we'll be speaking as though they don't have the maximum power in a country where they can even summon a president. For me, I don't
if the Senate is on recess and if as a body they've not decided to call people in, is it wrong for an individual lawmaker to take up a particular advocacy on a particular matter in the country?
So, Julius, they have media that they can address national and international issue where, which is the Senate, right?
It is not the only medium. The media is also a medium to use. Social media is a medium to also use.
I agree. Social media, electronic media, print media, they are all medium or media that we can use to spread information. Yeah. My argument is we can allow lawmakers who have maximum power to be filled with suspicion or maybe allegation against.
But can we allow executive officials like the EPS boss, like the police chief, like the information minister to also make those claims?
So it also go on and what we are saying here. A former executive will be speaking with allegation or maybe will be speaking with assumption. They don't have the power to summon people from the.
But it is their role to investigate. You're not coming escape them one here. How you talking on the other side? You want to talk on the other side?
No, Julia, I'm not escaping. They fight with me. Mm-hmm. I agree that Mo Ali and other people who defending. And who's speaking again? I'm not kind of rare out. They can say protocol. I agree that you can even say the president of court.
No, that's not my issue. You shouldn't miss the point here. The police boss said top-ranking government official inside. They say police boss said media people got money from the cartel. He get verified and established evidence. None of you now as a police boss. Why are you arresting media people? Since you get verified and established evidence, why you can't call the media people name?
So you and I are aware, including the country and the world over, there is ongoing investigation. So there may be a time that there will be
okay. So wait now, yeah, because of time, and you finish answering the question. So so Amra there is no ongoing investigation, but police boss there is ongoing investigation.
I'm saying to you, the IG Gregory Cuomo have a lot of opportunity that I say has in possession.
Okay, thanks so kindly. Let's take other people. Welcome. Let's hear you second. You will be the last one. Welcome. Let's hear you.
Yeah, Julius. My name is Musa Sharif. Thank you, Julius. Julius, lawmakers, they have some statutory responsibilities, lawmaking, representation, and oversight. So Amara is properly working within the jurisdiction under which they were assigned or they were elected to go and do our work. And Julius, one thing I really don't get in this whole scenario is I'm sure that the current government should be against drugs, more than any other government. Because if anything that elected the UP government is against the backdrop that, the past government was heavily entangled with drugs issue. And then the people of Liberia, they didn't like that. So I don't understand where people that are being named or earmarked or that are being suspicious of helping people that are bringing drugs in the country, they stay on top of high-class investigation. At the judiciary, when you are the judge, and then there's a semblance of connection to a particular case, the honorable thing to do is to recuse yourself. That's what you're supposed to do. So those people are a little bit apprehensive of them. Responsibly, just get off. And then people should come, neutral body will come and investigate the matter. I'm sure UP shouldn't like drugs issue. I'm sure the Liberian people are against drugs issue. Why? Somebody will come in defense or somebody will go against a person that is trying to unearth the issue of drugs in Liberia.
Okay, thanks for kind of hurry that because of time. And one of the other things I don't understand, if I'm against drugs and drugs in the country and people insinuating top officials are there, I will not talk anything about it. In fact, I will want those, I will not be defending. Those top officials should be unearthed. And they should be dealt with. Very important. Because at the end of the day, it will be a good thing for our country. You can't be talking about, Americans are here. Because I see Americans praise the drug bust. People say, my own friend most the drug bust happened in Sierra Leone, Nigeria, other places, and people praise it. But they did not praise the drug bust, the 100 million drug bust when it was discovered. You didn't praise it. So then you want people to praise it. I said, no, we're not praising it. I said this thing on this video weeks ago. I said, it is supposed to be a celebration when the government discovers drugs like that. But in Liberia, we have made it different. It's like the government should not discover it. Because if the government discovers it, then that drug we have bring drugs. So official. That Joseph Boaga brought it, blah, blah, blah. So it's like, it better not to discover it. Then no drugs being involved, right? The things I can do, it can come back to haunt you. So that we keep reminding you that we said this, and history will be kind to some of us who will always stand up for these truths. Again, let's speak with evidence. Don't get accused. Yeah? Okay, we have with us Eric Patton, the Secretary General of OFA, and Smith Peters, the Assistant Secretary General of OFA. Eric is always the same. I don't know. He never changes his engagement. They're always these OFA people. Welcome. They are almost like soup. But welcome. It seems most of you OFA people came from soup.
Well, I wouldn't say most of us.
Or some of you.
Some of us did. Okay. Because it's the University of Liberia. Once you go through the university, one way or the other, you will have passed through either a social organization or a political organization, depending on your...
The reason I'm saying it is about your consistency. I'm not saying it in a derogatory way, but your consistency in engaging on certain issues.
Like I think it's driven by our passion to see our alma mater being one of the best places, because Julius...
There was this perception that the UL, the students, the instructors, they were against the previous administration. There was that perception and voted heavily against it, despite whatever it did. And people thought, the UL would have been a little softer on the current administration, but it's still the same.
Yeah, I mean, we are a professional organization. We are non-political, although, yes, individuals may have their political alignment, but when it comes to offer, we see beyond politics because the University of Liberia is not just for us, it's for Liberia. And as professionals, our advocacy is about ensuring that what we passed through yesterday, that the population tomorrow does not go through the same thing. And for most of the things we are talking about there, most of the people from normal days that we call it to today, who have walked through the walls of the University of Liberia, will explain similar things during their time. And so all our advocacy has been that there should be a different narrative about my time at the university and the time of other people who are to come at the university. We all can be sharing the same story. It's like, I mean, nothing has changed over time. Everything will just be the same. Whereas in other places, I mean, it becomes news when you are explaining to people what you experienced in the past and, and what they're experiencing now. Otherwise, there's nothing different between the younger ones that are coming and we who have been there or people who are older that have been at the university. So that consistency is driven by the passion to ensure that, we see the university being up to the task and be representative of the age of Liberia.
Smith, welcome.
Thank you very much, Julia. It is a pleasure to be here again once more in your Cushing studio.
Yeah, I hope the issues have become cozy as well. But let's begin with this from Executive Mansion. This release just came out from the Executive Mansion. So let's take that. This is the OK Conversation on OKFM 99.5. Why is it's not coming up? Okay, so this is what it says. President Boakai brokered agreement to resolve University of Liberia impasse, calls for dialogue, institutional cooperation, and orderly resumption of university operations. President Joseph Yuma Boakai, in his capacity as visitor to the University of Liberia, has brokered an agreement among key stakeholders of the university aimed at resolving outstanding disagreements, restoring dialogue, blah, blah, blah. The president devoted much of Saturday to separate and extensive consultations with the leadership of the University of Liberia Faculty and Staff Association, the university administration, and the Board of Trustees. The engagements were held against the backdrop of disagreements over the conditions for the resumption of normal operations at the university. He urged all parties to place the interests of students and the long-term stability of the university above their differences, stressing that confrontation, threats, and ultimatums must give way to constructive dialogue, mutual respect, and institutional cooperation. Following the consultations, the parties reached consensus on a number of measures intended to address long-standing concerns. Okay, so we have you here. Were you part of the meetings with the president or FASA?
Yes, we were. This gone Saturday, we received a call on Friday that the presidents of the Republic of Liberia wanted to meet with the leadership of FASA. And we went there. We honored the court of the president of the Republic of Liberia, and we make ourselves available as leaders. We represent both sides. And we went there, we have a fruitful discussion. And there were issues that we discussed. The laundry list of our counts we submitted to the president, including the perennial problems that permeate the University of Liberia. And so my boss, the Secretary General, will go further with some of the issues in detail.
So Julius, the president invited us. If you witnessed, if you seen last weekend, tension escalated.
Yes, there was this ultimatum from the president that you all should have returned to.
Obviously, and we responded in a very, very stronger tone. And that caught the attention of the visitor to immediately intervene, which he did. And we were there on Saturday. Before us, he had met the U administration and the board and had sought to also listen to the side of the faculty and staff, which we put before the president. The president in that meeting acknowledged all of the issues raised by OFASA. In fact, he recounted his desire to see an upgraded UL facility by his decision to have the government of Liberia include in the current budget $6.3 million. And he reiterated his, disappointment that up of the 8 month, although some funding had also already been released, and that renovation works had not started.
But the UR president was here, and she said, I think 900,000 was what the government.
Yeah. So what had happened? What happened actually was that the initial plan authorized by the president was that all of the campuses be renovated, and the Ministry of Public Works did the assessment, did the evaluation, came up with the timelines, and then they later met with the UR technicians, corroborated what they had, and they all agreed. All of a sudden, at a certain point in time, the guys were shut out from the Ministry of Public Works, and then the UR administrations resorted to diverting some of the funds to building a 25 classroom structure, which would have taken much of the fund, and other areas would have been left out. But the president now on Saturday said, no, that was not the purpose. The purpose was for renovation. And so all of the campuses should have a facelift, should be renovated and upgraded, especially in terms of the sewage, the water, and the bathrooms, to make sure that they are functional at acceptable standards, so that they don't continue to be a hindrance to normal learning academic activities. Also, the issue about leaking classrooms and leaking facilities, he highlighted that those were the reasons why the fundings were provided.
So was there something else being done?
So yes, there was something else. A big chunk of that was diverted to another structure which was not part of the original plan. And the president said no, that was not part of the original plan. And as a matter of fact, if you heard that they were having issues with PPCC, because PPCC has some issues about some valuation and other things, but the president has now put that to rest. If you see that press release, the president insisted that the Public Works Ministry leads the renovation process, because he thinks that they have the capacity. The university has not demonstrated the capacity that they are able to lead the renovation based on his own aspiration that he wants the university facilities to be upgraded. The president also, as you saw, the press release said, set up a committee, the technical committee, which includes representatives from faculty and staff. And then he also said that apart from the upgrading of the facilities, he wants to know the root cause of most of the disagreements. So there is a cabinet designated person, basically the Minister of Education, and then also the Minister of Local Government that we have been meeting with. We're going to meet her today again to provide some background information, because the president is interested about the repeated disagreements and go slow. And so the cabinet advised the president that in order to be able to reduce these frequent go slows, there was a need to go to the bottom of the happiness at the university, looking at both academic, financial, administration, student-related issues. And so there's going to be a committee that's going to be structured to go to the root cause of those issues and then come up with the way forward. The president has mandated that he wants that committee set up, and he wants the report of their findings on his desk. He has also instructed that the issues that we've raised as concerns for us, that we work with the committee to add the necessary timeline and the required resources. And once they are submitted to his office, he will ensure that whatever is required to ensure that the university is in a peaceful and operational manner is provided.
This brings us where? Have people accepted now to?
So the way things are done, our constitution is guided by different steps, right? So we have the executive committee in the absence of the General Assembly, but then this decision is not a general executive committee decision that disengaged. No, it was a decision by our General Assembly, and that was a General Assembly had over 580 plus to 600 persons in attendance. So they massively made a decision. So the executive committee met earlier today, reviewed the proposal submitted by the University of Liberia administration, which the president turned over to us for us to make our own suggestions and inputs. We have made those inputs. We are finalizing it to submit it to the cabinet designated president, who is the Minister of Education, and then the senior advisor and the local government president. So after that,
was it not possible for people to have to say the root cause in that meeting? You were already before him.
So what the president,
sometimes I have an issue with going through intermediaries when you have the person right before you.
So what we raised, that we raised a lot of issues. So the president is concerned, for example, if we say financial management issue, right? Mm-hmm. What are the financial management? We have pieces of information that we can serve as whistleblower to direct you so that you can begin a full-scale investigation. So he said he doesn't want to bundle everything together and say we're just talking. No, he wants report on each of the issues that we have raised. So in case of providing solutions, so that because all would not have the same remedy, so that they can have targeted remedies to each of the issues that are being discussed. They also have additional issues as it relates to the government of Liberia. Those issues they will also put on the table and see how they can also ensure that those things are in order.
So let us talk about some of your issues again so that the public is aware.
Yeah, Julius. Like the question you asked before I even go to some of the issues, we had the privilege to meet the president. If you are listening to me when I appeared on the Spoon Talk, I said we had lost confidence in the board of trustees and the administration. It was going to be necessary that the visitor himself come in directly to settle some of these problems. And through that week, the week did not end when the president called us directly to appear before him. And like you said, regularly, like you put it, we explain in details those problems we have and some of those situations that existed on the university campus. But here's the problem. If you have a child, if you have children in a home, and one person came to you and complained and say, Daddy, the person did X, Y, Z. You the father, what will you do? And you will call the other child or ask what happened, right? To inquire before you take decision, right? All of our complaints that we submitted before the board of trustees of the University of Liberia. Now, the board is the one that set up in order to oversee or supersede the activities of the university running. That if there are problems or situations that arise from the administration angles and those who work with the university, the institutions will see, the board of trustees will make sure that those issues are addressed in a timely manner, in an appropriate form. So you have to call the both parties. But we submitted our grievances before the board, even writing them time without number. And the board did not call us. They just sat and took their decisions, what they wanted to say or what they wanted to do, and just call us before them to explain to us what they have concluded on, or what have been their address. And we said, no, you can't address issues in such a manner or form. If we say we have problem and we submit a communication before you and we are complaining people, you should give us the due process that will appear before you to explain as to what are the issues that are happening. So, for example, we talk about the renovation issue. The budget was passed in January. February, we engaged the president of the university. The president of the university told us that she has not getting the budget code. If she gets the budget code, she will inform us for another time. We waited until March, we approached her. When she got the budget code with some of the things that we discussed, she didn't say anything. The government placed in that 6.3 million for renovation. Julius, for God's sake, tell me, from March up to now, we're going 9 months, going to 10 months. Single renovation had never started on the university campuses until we raise the line. It is now that they are getting ready and preparing to say they want to start. When we meet the president this one Saturday, the president himself, the visitor to the university, was concerned, why is it that the money has been in the budget and nothing has been done on the university campus? Do you want to know why? Because the public work ministry that did the assessment and total the entire issues that happens on the university campus, for you to renovate the university campus, it will cost you around 13 million plus, and submitted that to the desk of the president. In phases as to how they were going to renovate the campuses, they left the entire public work ministry out, and they went to sort out their own contractors to build 25 classroom building. When the minister of education in that meeting this gone Saturday said, I just built a 22 classroom building that cost me 1.2 million plus. And you telling me 25 classroom building to be built, you're talking about 5.5 million, is unjust. And the president was concerned.
But it was not to build a new building, right?
No,
it wasn't.
The president, that is not what is intended. In fact, the president considered that to be misappropriation if they had used that money on the purpose of building new building.
And Julius, so we're in a meeting. One of the things the president kept saying, let's audit the money that they are getting. Let's audit that particular money that they have given them.
Something.
So then one of the cabinet members said, okay, they have received a little under $1 million. President, thank God the B1 stay there. Because if we get a small one and we even know what happened, I was already afraid that the B1...
So is that 900,000 used? Do we know if it is used or
not? So they, according to their proposal they submitted, they said 200,000 were going to be. The president said no. You got 900,000. You say you want to do 200,000 to do what with renovation? What can 200,000 do when in fact we probably already did the assessment, and this money is for renovation. So he then said, as far as we're concerned, all the money that was provided for renovation and what was targeted for should be used, and that in fact the university should be on the committee to monitor. But Public Works now, which was the originator of the plan, should supersede this process. So another issue we had was the issue of the NASCOP, right, which has been one of the major issues among our colleagues. So now there are different aspects of this NASCOP. Our colleagues who are getting earmarked to be retired, that has been one of the biggest confusion about them getting their bills getting settled. But then the other components are we who are not reached the retirement age yet, we are concerned about getting our updates. And then there is the other group, Julius, for example. There are some of our colleagues who are died, the late Prof. Tu, the late Chad Sebe, Godfrey Mob. There are so many, right? So their families are supposed to receive benefits once they had contributed. Now, these people, families, couldn't receive those benefits because we had been owing. So the 2.4 million addresses the cost to be able to bring the current retirees to the NASCOP process. But then the question is, those people who contributed as a result of their work with the university and past, they contributed, but they didn't remit their money. But their families, nobody knows what happened. What happens to their contribution? So the committee that is set up now is going to look into this entire NASCOP issue holistically, yes, while we're settling the current people who are earmarked for retirees. But then we also have to look in detail about the ones who are there, those who contributed in our past, how their family can get their benefit, because we are interested in ensuring that the family get it. Because all of us could be in that same category tomorrow, that you contribute, and we're not only concerned about those who are alive, we are concerned about those who contributed and are not amongst us again, but they have families.
Well, were there discussions around what happened with some of the money that NASCOP said they didn't receive over the years from 20 watt to 20 watt?
So that detail now will form part of the investigation that the president has commissioned. Okay. We're going to provide all of the information and details about what the costs were.
And so currently, are your monthly contributions going to NASCOP?
Well, I know that it's been deducted. I cannot be, because I've not seen any record, I cannot be friend because currently...
No, it has
Finance
always...
Ministry is the one doing the deduction, yeah.
It has always been deducted, right?
Let me put it this way, Julius.
If it goes to NASCOP, you're supposed to be able to check to know that it went there, right?
Of course, obviously.
Good. So I ask the question again. Is it going to NASCOP? That means, have you been checking your records?
We have. And for most of us at the university, that record is very bad. And when I spoke with the NASCOP claims office some part of last week, they had started calling the people who were earmarked, and I was concerned. Why are you calling them when, in fact, the first thing we expect that you provide an update before you call them to choose their bank, because if you're calling them to choose their bank, it means they already know what they should be expecting. But they know what they're going to be expecting. It's almost like a black deal stuff. Yeah. So they said, we are still updating. I said, well, if you are still updating, then it's best you hold. So then the guy said, no, we are not the ones who retire. We only manage the compensation. It is your institution that does the retirement. So all we tell them is that once a person achieves the age of 65, do not deduct from them any longer, because they have exceeded the contributory level. So all they're going to be paying when they continue to work in your employment is the 2% injury scheme. So then we're going to understand that if they are not retiring, but they only want the people who have achieved 65, and we can't get an update, then where are we going? Even we are concerned that the government is paying the 2.4 million, fine. But how much is allotted to each of these persons who are earmarked? And that's what the investigation is going to establish, because we are more concerned about the details than the bulk figure.
Okay.
And all of us are concerned about that.
What about the issue of those who are supposed to get pay increases, those who are supposed to get arrears, and
the 40% issue?
We discussed that. In the press release, if you look at the 40%, the president also said that every issue we raised and the resources required, we should add the timeline, the resources will be provided. So he acknowledged most of the issues that we had there. And we also raised some additional issue, but there is this sticky issue that the committee is going to discuss about. The president, in fact, in that meeting, the president said our language in our press release were very strong. He didn't expect that we'll go with it. We could have said it differently, but we should at least sometimes try to tone down
the rhetoric.
The rhetorics, so that the students cannot take it out and begin to get agitated. And we acknowledged the president's concern. The president was also concerned about the issue we raised, for example, about somebody whom our colleagues dismissed and somebody dismissed, because we raised that there are people of our colleagues who were dismissed. And then we also pointed out that even one of their colleagues who they say dismissed, okay, when you dismiss our colleagues, you move him from the payroll, but their colleague, the person that dismissed still on the payroll. Then the HR manual, the charter of the university says that the UL Council is the one that develops rules for the governance of employees at the university. Now they both jump in. And Julius, you know what they put in our HR, Tony? They say when Julius is working at the university as vice president, when they dismiss Julius, they will pay Julius 1 year, 12 months.
Straight 1 year, 12 months.
They will take care of Julius.
All the employees that will be working with Julius.
The car Julius get, Julius will carry.
Wow.
Why we say the university is suffering for resources?
How is it that? Then they say, we the other people who are not vice president and president, our retirement is subject to NASCOP, but for them, they will get 12 months of their current salary. They will carry the car. They will take care of their employee and everybody there for 1 year. We say no.
When was that developed?
Well, the process started from Dr. Nelson's time.
From Dr. Nelson's time.
We made suggestions. The staff made suggestions. Recently, they ignored all of those suggestions. The same thing we objected to during Dr. Nelson's tenure. That's what the board, whether they're ready or not, they already went and said they endorse. But the endorsement is not for them. It's not in their place to endorse HR manual. The charter is clear. HR manual belongs to the New York Council.
So you mentioned some of your colleagues being dismissed. dismissed for what? And who are they and how many are they? What did they do?
So 8 of our colleagues, if you heard about this
Total
famous door coup or situation,
incident.
Julius, till date, there's no report that resulted to the dismissal of those guys. People in the university use those guys as scapegoats. Today, the cases at the Ministry of Labor and those guys are winning the cases. Our fear is that when those guys win the cases, the university, when they sue for damages, it's going to be massive, very massive. The university legal office is aware that to win those cases is difficult. They dismissed the former fiscal affairs man. And the reason they dismissed him was because he was not paying attention. The president said he was not giving all the attention. I mean, that's not sufficient ground to get him dismissed. If you felt you couldn't work with him, you would have requested a bond for him to be transferred somewhere else, right? But you dismissed him, now he's going to court. He will sue for damages. We are concerned about the finances of the university. So
okay, so have you people agreed to go back to classes? If so, when will schools open?
So I said to you earlier, Julius, our General Assembly is the one that made a decision.
Okay, so you have to meet first.
So we will have to announce a General Assembly, and then we take the results. But when you do that announcement? Well, the executive committee met today.
Okay.
We have received the final version of our inputs. The committee, by tomorrow or Wednesday latest, we expect that the executive committee would have finalized on the date for the emergency, because now an emergency General Assembly, and then we will do the announcement to call our colleagues. But then it's critical because when we're going, we have to go with results, right?
Yeah.
So we're making a proposal. So the government is also going to review it and say, okay, this is the timeline we feel can adjust to.
So that means beyond meeting with the president, there are still T's that need to be crossed and I's that need to be dotted.
Obviously, and that is what we are doing currently.
Are you also going to meet with the UL administration before going back to your colleagues?
No.
So the let me just break this. We're meeting with designated members of the cabinet. You know, the university, we are not at war, right? Mm-hmm. We have disagreements. So if the president of the university didn't want to solve issues, if she offers for us to have a sit down, we'll go there and sit down, Julius. We cannot refuse to go to any court. What matters is that the interests of the people, have to be served. If she is willing to implement the things we want her to implement and she calls her, why are we going to refuse? We are going to go there. So
you have vote of no confidence in her, Dr. Tenney, and somebody else.
That issue, you see, one thing we respect is what the president has told us. For example, I don't want appointed Julius. Mm-hmm. So it's not in your place to say, okay, I agree you won't work with Julius, but I don't want that authority. So you can't take my authority from me because
enjoying the confidence
it is constitutional. Mm-hmm. We recognize that, right?
What about Tenney?
Well, that one.
He was not appointed by the president. So.
Well, that
was
one.
appointed by the president.
Let me say this, Julius, and that's why these ongoing conversations are being held. We know the calls we have received from our colleagues and what they have said. Those other two persons, people, when people get resolved, they resolve. Those other two persons are non-negotiable.
They gotta go.
They are non-negotiable. That's clear.
I heard something about him apologizing to you.
Well,
people.
that is not. It's just a flow show because this is not something. It is become a habit. It didn't start under President Bouaka.
No, not now.
It started under former President Weah. In fact, by the time former President Weah got to realize it, it was late 2023. That was when he got to know that the guy was saying that because that President Weah saying you're doing this, rubbing shoulder with politicians, and how President Weah said no. And he instructed Nelson to get him off. The same people you suppressed and damaged the CDC relationship.
Even remove people named from the payroll because they supported President Bouaka
at the time
during the election.
So you suppressed, you suppressed those people. Because, you were in the CDC government. You turn around now, you're causing the CDC people. You find your way in the Unity Party circle. Then the same people who
want to destabilize
the Unity Party, you insulting you're moving their names from payroll, you're taking the salary from them and insulting them over it. Wow. Look, they have said you can apologize fine, but they are professional people. They're not going to say to someone who has insulted them consistently, that means you can't cheat.
Over them again.
The reason here is that when he issues a threat, he implements that threat.
Mm-hmm.
That's something we know. He issued a threat to one Baba Conte, one of our colleagues.
Mm-hmm.
They had a confusion while CDC was in opposition. And he threatened the guy that when CDC took over, I will move your name from you, your payroll. He did.
Wow.
So we know what he is capable of. So we're not going to allow him create a damage then before President Bouaka comes in again. No. He's already done some damages. We told Tata Mapaya that this man would have caused problem for her. Now the problem is that they made their decision. So for him and the other, we can tell you, even if we go to the assembly today, people have been called senior professionals. They were not negotiable. That's something we've said to even the negotiators, the members of the cabinet, that those two, they are not negotiable.
Wow. Okay. Let's take some calls. 0777 700.
So, Julius, even before we go to the call, let me just say this categorically clear that the Spoon FN carried a caption that the meeting of Ofasa with the visitor fall flat. Meaning there was no negotiation we had. That went on and we agreed with the visitor of the university. We categorically want to deny that. We met the visitors and the discussions we had went smoothly. And because he is the father of the land, Ofasa listened to him. And with the things that he said we should do, we have done them. And very soon he will be receiving our copies. And based upon that, we'll see how best we can reconvene our emergency General Assembly that we can gather our colleagues to see what we can do.
Okay. 777 700 995 555 995 995. The numbers to call. Welcome. Let's hear you.
Thank you very much, Julius. Well, my name is Andrew Wilson, and joining from Barnes. I want to say thank you to our leadership. You know, that lesson telling me, a President Pagana careful, he will create problem. And he already started for the Mapaya on that temple. Lesson telling was go. There must be no condition, President Pagana, even for your poor, you will not agree. Lesson telling is very arrogant. You don't know how to address people, and he feel that he have this connection. Let him go for somewhere else to have his own connection, create own university, bring people of his mind, they address people the way they can address them, and build a own university. But that man cannot remain at the State University of Labrador. I want to appreciate the leadership for listening to the president, because he's the president of the nation, and our students have to get back to classes, and it was good that you guys are doing the rightful thing. But President Baka, please, all the conditions that the guys are laying, please, with this one, we will necessarily, there's nothing to please leave that university. Thank you very much.
Thanks so kindly as well. Welcome. Let's hear you.
How you doing?
Fine, go ahead.
Yeah, this is Amara M. Fofana. Let me say to our educator, thanks for at least voicing out your grievances. But mine is an appeal. And we are grateful that the president has given people audience, and what all good leaders should do. So as an ordinary man and a graduate of the University of Labrador, still pursuing higher education.
And an official of the Freeport.
My man, you must say, oh, my, discuss the education matter, Julius.
But you're not official of MPA?
They're not government issue. Thank you. Yeah, let's move forward. We are appealing, we beg you, in a negotiation. You people taught us to give and take. I beg you. You will not get everything that you would demand.
And the minute gave some too?
Yeah.
The minute gave Mapaya they say, yeah, that's the president's place. They gave it. The minute also gave it that they would tune down the rhetorics.
Julius, we say appeal, they will still have to give move for the future of that bureau. We beg you. We beg you. Okay. And thank you.
Thanks so kindly. Let's say, yeah, you gave two. Another two you gave some more. What are the two? Welcome. Let's hear you. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, Julius. My name is Musa Sharif. Yeah, Julius, I want to thank my friends in the University of Liberia. Is very important to our heart. You know, for instance, me, throughout my higher education, I've been through the stages of the University of Liberia. I have a BA, master, and then the law degree from the University of Liberia. So University of Liberia has shaped our mind or the way we should live and all of that. But I want to tell the president and the visitors of the University of Liberia. So violence has not solved the UL problem. The administration and the students are those that own that university. It is always good to work with them. So if you resort into putting demand forth, or you want to put a strong man posture at the University of Liberia, actually you are joking. It is a university that made everybody in Liberia. No matter what, we have some connection with UL. So it's very important. We are all the children of the University of Liberia. 90% of the people in government, let me be very clear, 90% of the people in government, I think they have some relationship with the University of Liberia. So we hope the president can work with the people in studio and then the president of the university, the student body, to see how they can put forth the University of Liberia on par with other universities to alleviate the suffering that are man-made when it comes to the University of Liberia. It's so very disheartening. It's not correct. That's a premier university of this state. Seriously, Julius.
Thanks so kindly. Something seems to be wrong with the internet here. Is that boy here? Yeah, let me look at this phone because the international callers are not coming through. Welcome. Let's hear you.
Thank you, Julius. My name is Charles, and I call you from around the community.
You said what's your name?
Charles.
Charles who?
Yeah, Charles Johnson.
Charles Johnson. Go ahead. Let's hear you.
So let me say thank you to our distinguished colleagues. Thank you, Eric Patton. Thank you to Smith. One thing we're very fair with, and we are going to GA, we really integrate that. The president will hear that. Let's not tell the HR, we're not compromising with them. Oh. They must go.
Are you a member of Alfasa?
I am a staff of the University of Liberia.
Why?
And the HR must go.
Why?
Because the new HR about the club, he doesn't understand anything. That is thing about HR. He doesn't understand nothing. If I say he came, you say he got a master's degree in human resource management for Nigeria, so today he can't even provide our people. He can't even provide it. He can't provide it. The method HR, he can't even provide a BSc paper. He can't even provide nothing.
What about Lester Tenney? Hello? Okay, you went off. Welcome. Let's hear you.
Julius?
Yeah?
Good afternoon to you.
Yeah, what's your name? Where are you calling from?
Okay, so thank you. My name is Martin Segmetoba, and I join you from Painesville this afternoon. Let me say hi to the powerful SG and his deputies. You know, Julius, these things that have to do with presumity is one thing that is undermining the governance of this country. Mr. Tenney, now is a turn that he thinks twice to see between the land that indeed the best thing he can do for Liberia is to see how that he can just excuse the war of the university. Because there's not the first turn of actions towards the staff of the University of Liberia. He are then persistent and consistent. So we are calling on that Mapaya, now that the president has spoken to the staff of the University of Liberia, the faculty, that they should return. They have agreed to return. And please, that Mapaya, it is not by you and Mr. Tenney can still be free, but not at the University of Liberia.
I'm not sure we can say they have agreed to return because they're going to meet with their people. They got to have that assembly. Then we know whether they agree to return.
Yeah, Julius, everything, you know, there's an adage that says that what is in the state stomach is for it. When they take it out, they can throw it before they throw it away. That's the waste of the state.
But man, so, that your parable that I'm clear.
It is clear, Julius. there will be a return of the staff, the staffers at the University of Liberia, but Mr. Tenney is causing serious problem for us.
Okay, thanks so kindly. Let's see who's on this end. Welcome. Let's hear you.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, this Ruben Khan and I come from my Ghana resident.
Go ahead, Ruben.
It is starting at this time. Up to this time, even when we were there, faculty of the University of Liberia are still crying for support, for salary, for conducive life. So if you look at this, from the outset, even from Dr. Dennis, Dr. Conte to this person, things have not been better for these people. And it pity me sometimes when even the legislature, when they are calling budget, you will not compare this lawmaker budget to university. That big country, university is the whole world. And the life of these people cannot be matched. So these people, they could be living the best life because they are making a lot of sacrifices for this country. But their life has not been improved. Every day when money is given for the university to improve their side, and that side will be broken. What wrong and what is going on? I think they're supposed to stand on their ground until the right thing is being done because their life is better, need to be better. Improvement is needed in their life for the growth of the country and the students. Thank you very much.
Thanks so kindly as well for your call. Let's squeeze in a few more. Welcome. Let's hear you.
Thank you, Julius. A pleasant good afternoon to you. Good afternoon to your guests. Thanks always for the opportunity. Hussein, I'm Hussein K. What I call from District 2.
Why you let her call your name twice? You just say I'm Hussein K, but you can say I'm Hussein. I'm Hussein K.
Julius, that's I love calling my name.
I may go ahead. That time can be going there.
Yeah, thank you, Julius. So, just to add up to few of the callers to appeal to the leadership there. Julius, but they have always been a private university, and they will always be private. Julius, you came from an educational background. If tomorrow President Baba was appointed you to serve at HR, few weeks, those same guys at the institute will have issues with you. Because
no, I don't think. No, it is not the president of the country that appoints the HR. Is the
no? I just set an example, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's the university, right? The university president appoints HR, or even that's not any position, right? If you were to serve, you come from an educational background, have a master's degree. Julius, they will not be looking at your professional work. Sometimes the political thing, and I think we should take away politics from education. Julius, 2016,
so why they didn't call for the removal of the other HRs or the other VPs for finance, and why do they have issues with these people? You don't think their concerns are genuine?
It could be, Julius, but perhaps they align with that leadership. Julius, like I said, there will always be problems. Until then, we have to resolve some of those issues. Julius, politics should not be in education. Serious, you from the education background.
No. Education has politics because education itself teaches politics. I just say the thing that teaching politics shouldn't have politics.
Those are professionals.
Okay,
right?
thanks. Okay, thanks. So currently, there was always everywhere. There will always be politics. Let's see the final one. Welcome. Let's hear you.
Julius, how are you doing?
I'm fine. Go ahead.
D.R. here.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't lift the heart every time we hear that the university is on a go-slow shutdown or whatever. And we pity the situation of our students, our professors, and whoever that is involved. But there are some points that must be listened to. Look, when you cut the benefit, NASCOP benefit of any individual, that money is to be remitted. You cannot cut that money and not send it to NASCO. It's unfair. But I have a few questions though. The man was, Lester just had a live, he had a Facebook live where he said the reason why he's being targeted right now is because of the massive reform he has brought to the university. One of the things he talked about was this double dipping, according to him, and he said people are working to places and not putting in the full time. How do our folks in studio address that situation from Lester Tenney? The allegation for him.
Thanks so kindly. We'll go back to them. Our next folks are here. The next group coming up say they want President Joseph Boakai and Vice President Jeremiah Kun to resign, vacate the presidency and vice president. The two groups are calling for them to leave those two prestigious roles. Leave. But let's hear from our UL folks.
Julius, let me start with the last concern. That, Mr. Tenney was vice president for NOCA under the former government. At the same time, fully employed at the University of Liberia.
I think it is one place that it said the Constitution or something that allows.
So the Code of Conduct, Section 9.10 allows it. So In that time, he didn't see a problem with it. That he left the position for whatever reasons. Then he remained at the university. He now sees it differently because he feels that he wants to flex muscles. When he was made dean of the College of Business and Public Administration, he announced in the general meeting that he is 85% a politician and 15% academician. We complained at the time to the academic affairs vice president, Dr. Zina, that a politician cannot be in an academic role because problem will come. They didn't listen until he started causing problem. They didn't stop there. They carried him to acting vice president for academic affairs when Dr. Zina resigned. And this man started taking people's names. Dr. Poda, for instance, the whole group, he removed their name from the payroll because he had disagreement with them. They had disagreement with. You don't own the payroll. There's government library money. And he didn't stop there. Now that he's falling out with that group, he's now with the current group. He's bar-muffing those people. He comes. And he will do it again when the group not there because he's not loyal. He is not loyal. Julius, this man started building a massive structure just 1 month after our graduation. We got adjoint that still have not gotten paid. He boasts around that he has said to adjoint pay. That's not true. Nobody targeted him because of the reform. Julius, he took people advised TC students, you took 1,000 from the account. That was the money so paid them. Only for you to pay them, you short-change the 400. That reform you brought there. You are destroying financial instruments that people will trace because you are taking money and you are not doing those things the money will do. So when people blow alarm, you send them text message and threaten them. Two other ladies who were checkmating things in the finance, you transfer them. How are you bringing reform when people are checkmating issues and bringing it up to you, but you get there and you transfer them? Then I reform you bring. And that's why we said to people, this investigation that the president has convened will bring a lot of things out at the University of Liberia. And the president will begin to understand that, as people say, we are the problem, we are not the problem, we are whistleblowers. Most of us have graduated from the university, and so our hearts are in the university. And so whenever something that draws down the university is happening, it pains us a lot. That's why you see we go this route. So we are not politicians when it comes to education. Yes, education, we teach political science. We are talking about the welfare of the symbol of higher education in this country, which is the University of Liberia, and that is what we are talking about.
Smith, 30 seconds.
Yeah, so thank you very much, Julius. The reform of Lester 10 years to tell professional people that they are kush taker, that they are hairless chicken. In fact, he referred to the university family, the entire university family, as hairless chicken, bunch of hairless chicken. That is the kind of change that he brought. There is a guy who said, the second to the last quarter, that said, even today, if they make you Julius HR at the University of Liberia, we will go against you. And if you are known the history, you're just supposed to ask him, the former HR that just left for recent before they brought a new guy, how long she's still on the job. Mrs. Wilson was there almost, more than 20 years as human resource director, from director to associate vice president over years, and we didn't touch her. But there are things that people can do that you can get angry. You can work with people, and we talk about nepotism. Your son had BSc. The HR son has a BSc from Rwanda. He just graduated last year and brought the person and placed them over people who have masters in the department, and you pay the man $2,000 plus US. And people who have master's degrees are not making that money in the same department. You brought your daughter-in-law and employ her. You brought your daughter and employ her in that area. You didn't stop there. Why the people went to the General Assembly, you went there and insulted them and said all kinds of things that they are bad at university, they want huge salary, they didn't build their capacity, they want huge salary go with capacity or what you have. And Lester Tenney sat there from Joshua Town up to now. He's still insulting me. Why you know what I got? Why he always does? He will act like he friendly with Julius. He will not call you. But you will use your name clandestinely to get at people and be doing all kinds of things. You should have been there this gone Saturday when we went to the meeting.
With the president?
Yes, the president said I listened to some of the podcasts. The president was angry. Even when he came, the president instructed the people he does not want to see him. They had to shift into another area.
Okay.
You understand that?
Thanks.
So those are the issues. So, I mean, we take the words of the president and we take that into consideration. We raise our issues and we don't, all the things will be submitted to the office of the president. I'll wait for the president to take a decision, after which in few times we'll be convincing our colleagues to make sure that we can re-engage.
Okay. Thanks so kindly, gentlemen, for being here. We take this break. Our next set of guests are here. Why do they want President Boakai and Vice President Jeremiah Kun to go?
Mama, who takes care of development in our country?
We all do, my baby. You see, every time we pay our taxes, we are taking care of our country, Mama Liberia. Taxes help provide clean water, safe communities, and jobs for our people. When you pay your tax, Liberia grows.
Be proud, be responsible. Pay your taxes for a better Liberia. Pay tax, we all enjoy.
Is your car sick? Is your car having engine problem, wheel alignment, or air conditioning problems? Then, here's your solution. Here's the medication for your car. Automed's Garage on Gerda Street, opposite the Old General Ministry, is the right clinic for all your cars. With our local and international professional mechanic, we get your car back in good shape. Automed's Garage. We have a multi-spray booth that leaves your car sparkling, or Car Care Center, CCC, that takes care of your car interior and exterior. We get your car the modern rims and doors handles. Let's just say we pimp your ride. Make your car look modern at Automed's Garage on Gerda Street. We have a professional tire center that change your tire in no time. With our state-of-the-art diagnosing machine, we know exactly what's wrong with your car. No guessing. Our tow service is one of its kind. Tow your car for a reasonable amount if we won't fix your car. And for free if Automeds will service your car. Our prices are unbeatable and our customer service is outstanding. So whatever your cars need, call Automeds Garage on Gerda Street, opposite the Old General Ministry, on 0555-535-307 or 0777-884-077. Automeds Garage. We care for your cars. I become a peasant from my happiness. I'm caught up in your presence. I just want to sit here at your feet. I'm caught up in this holy moment. I never want to leave. More than anything that you can do, I just want you. I just want you and nothing else. Come on, sing from your heart, sing. And nothing else will do. I just want and nothing else. Oh, Jesus. Nothing else will do. I just want to feel you, Jesus. To know you. Touch me, Jesus. Touch our hearts. For the moments where I'm still in your presence, all noise dies down. Lord, speak to me now. You have all my attention.
I will linger and listen. I can't miss a thing. 'Cause Lord, I know
my heart wants more of you.
More of you. My heart wants something new, so I surrender all. And all I want is to live within your love. Be undone.
This is what I want to be.
My desire is deeper and Lord,
to be undone by who you are. The song is Touch of Heaven.
Throw my fear into the wind.
This is the OK Conversation on OKFM 99.5. As we have been announcing, we have with you some groups, two groups of Liberians being represented here by some of their heads who are quite unapologetic. Quite serious about calling for the resignation of the president and his deputy, that's the vice president. And they are Rufus Tuasam, National Chairman, Liberia Emancipation Movement, LEM. We have Theo L. George, Youth Coordinator of LEM. And we have Cyrus Bayi, National Chairman, Liberian Against Poverty. Rufus, welcome.
Thank you for your invite, and thank you for having us here. I say hello to the Liberian listening audience.
What is this LEM, Liberian Emancipation Movement? What are you emancipating? Who are you emancipating?
We are emancipating the Liberian people. For school, the most of the time, we've been speaking out. We've been going in the slum, enlightening our people's minds as to their constitutional rights, as to how we all can safeguard the Constitution, how we all can put eyes on the Constitution so that the country can move on a right path. But in our recent time of the administration of this regime, we have seen that the Constitution has been many times violated. And when the Constitution is violated, Article 76 clearly indicates that it's tantamount to treason. And we cannot
we will come to the details. I just wanted to know about LEM, what you do and all of that.
LEM.
Okay, LEM, Liberia Emancipation. Let's go to the group against poverty. Apostle Cyrus Bayi, welcome.
Well, thank you very much.
Yeah, come closer to the microphone.
Thank you very much. I'm Apostle Cyrus Bayi, and God has blessed me so much with this idea, the Liberian Against Poverty.
LAP.
Yeah, LAP. You know, when I came from Ghana 2012, and God gave me the idea when I saw our own people living into abject poverty, and God decided to use me so as to take our people out of poverty. So there is the organization.
So what do you do?
Well, we are a civil society organization advocating for the betterment of Liberia. And I'm a man of God, and I preach the word of God. That's what I'm doing for now.
Yeah. So when you're talking about being against poverty, what specifically do you do with people? How do you ensure that? Is your organization involved in taking people out of poverty, or what? What do you really do about poverty?
Okay. So God have opened some of our eyes spiritually, and I shown us that this nation is highly blessed, especially when it comes to the natural resources. And so the people of the land are not benefiting to the extent of what God has given them. And so God is using us to speak for our people for the betterment of this nation. So we are advocating so as to improve the life of our ordinary people that are struggling into our nation. And the reason why they are struggling is because of several reasons, and which of course that we have been advocating for, that at least their life should be improved.
So it is about advocacy.
It is about advocacy.
Have you seen some results of your advocacy?
Well,
can you say maybe as a result of my advocacy, five people were lifted out of poverty, or they became better than they were? 10 people, 50, 100?
Well, we have been going actually live for some time now, advocating so as to improve the life of our people. And so due to our advocacies, there are people that are listening to us and they are concerned about the issue of Liberia.
Yeah, so has there been some action
in
that direction? Maybe as a result of your advocacy, someone said, okay, I'll go so place and do this for these people who are living in poverty.
Well, then we have no sponsor yet.
Since 2012?
Yeah, so when the idea came about 2012, somehow we little bit left this organization, but recently, and God continued forces on me again.
So you after 2012, you went a little not involved, and then recently, as when last year before last, this year.
Oh, this year, God decided to bring this very idea back to me again.
Okay.
Yes.
To keep pushing the issues against poverty.
Yes, to keep pushing the Liberians who are struggling so as to get them out of poverty.
How do you think that can be done? Who will take them out of poverty?
Well, we believe that God has blessed us with all the natural resources. And one of Liberia's major problems today has to do with, one, a spiritual issue. 2 has to do with the leadership of our nation. 3 has to do with the constitution that we have, especially the law that we have on the book, that is somehow suppressing our people.
Those are the 3 things suppressing the people?
Yes.
Okay. Let's come to Theo. He's the youth league head of... is this LEM a political group, a political party, a pro-democracy movement, or what?
So I will say again, thank you for inviting us. It's a privilege being with you to have an intensive interview. This is not a political party. There is a pressure group and also an advocacy group, not a political party.
Okay.
Yeah.
How and why did you get involved?
Actually, for me precisely, I am an activist and I've been carrying on my advocacies for a while now into the revolutionary and other means. Yes. So the name Theo L. George, sophisticated, is now a strange name there in the corridor. I think some of the listeners that know Theo L. George, they will know that I've been in the landscape now for a while and my advocacy has been through it. So these are things that prompted some of us, that we should continue these advocacies to redeem our people. But there is now a political group, and we are not having any intention to make this a political group. Thank you.
Okay, good. We come back to Rufus. At the weekend, you had a news conference where you were calling for the resignation of the president and the vice president. Is it true that you were calling for their resignation?
Yeah, quite frankly, we had an engagement on Saturday, and it is now trending on the media all over. Some of the reason behind the scene is that the constitution we got is what bound us together. Other people look at their democracy in a different tune, but for some of us, we look at democracy to be for total freedom of the people, freedom for all, liberation, emancipation of the people. So on our background, we, on a daily basis, look at our constitution, we hold us together as a basic working tool that anyone who comes to the hem of power should be able to use the constitution as a yardstick for governance. But when the constitution is violated, then of course it means you have touched us highly in the organization, and we believe that in how much you have touched us, it means you have touched the Liberian people who elected you to the high office. So for this reason, there are a lot of issues going on. We see the drugs issues, we see corruption highly, but the Constitution is cardinal and paramount. The Constitution is greater than any one person in the country.
What has they done with the Constitution?
The Constitution has been violated.
By whom?
By the Boakai Kun leadership.
What did they do?
So for that, we want them to unconditionally resign.
What did they do?
And they should resign from now to the 23rd of October. If they know what we know, they should start packing their bags up to be able to leave office.
What did they actually do? You say which article did they violate?
The article that been violated, some of the article, we talk about Article 11, which talk about protection of life and property. Right now, we, the people of Liberia, our life is insecure in the hands of our leaders. We no longer trust them to carry on the mandate that we gave them. So we are calling on the Liberian populace to assemble together in the quest of effectuating the constitution that was prepared by our forefathers to put it into practice. When the constitution is violated, we are calling them to stand up so that we ensure that the president and the vice president resign. And then another article that has been violated.
Let me. I don't have the constitution on this one, but let me get let me read Article 11. It's 1986 Constitution. We want to read Article 11, and I'm not sure I got how they violated it. So, where you there now? Bear with me, folks. Yeah, so you can be explaining how.
Yeah. Article 11 talks about protection of life and property. Now, Liberia is for Liberians. It is our property. We who live in the country, our life also counts a lot. So you see the Guineans coming, that's a war being waged on the country. So on the basis of that, we don't even sleep. Tomorrow, soon morning, we might wake up and then we see the Guineans are overtaken, even Maserado.
So Article 11, all persons are born equally free, independent, and have certain natural, inherent, and inalienable rights, among which are the right of enjoying and defending life and liberty, of pursuing and maintaining the security of the person, and of acquiring, possessing, and protecting property, subject to such qualifications as provided for in this Constitution. So they, according to you, have violated it by doing what?
They have violated it because we are living insecurely. Can you imagine, Julius? Those that are along the belt, the Solomon belt, most of the people are displaced. These people are farmers.
So for you, the issue of the border amounts to neglect on the part of the president and the vice president.
Quite friendly. That's a very grave concern. Okay, so the people are displaced. The people could not make farm, and then they say you have an adage that says when you give somebody inch, they take a yard. You remember Sierra Leone went and built a tank into Guinea. Why Guinea? The Guinea crossed and came and settled in Sierra Leone. They had to go. The Sierra Leone had to go and dialogue. So it's almost like in the morning time, you see your fellow at your house, right in front of your family, right in front of, your neighbors, slapping you. Then you put your hands behind you and say, look, I'm going to look for one elder to lodge a complaint. That's the situation right now we face. Another article that has been violated, Article 5, A, B, and C, that talks about nepotism, sectionalism, and tribalism. These verses, we overlooked these verses yesterday, and it brought war here. Thomas was killed for rampant corruption and nepotism from the same background. Our forefathers who made and promulgated the Constitution never make a mistake. Now, we counted the last time over about 60 persons are being appointed in the government hailing from one country. We may overlook it today, but tomorrow it may bring confusion.
You say Article 1?
Article 5, A, B, and C talks about sectionalism, tribalism, and nepotism.
Yeah, it
so
says,
it's highly promoted in this government.
The Republic shall aim at strengthening the national integration unity of the people of Liberia, regardless of ethnic, regional, and other differences, into one body politic. And the legislature shall enact laws promoting national unification and the encouragement of all citizens to participate in government, be preserve, protect, and promote positive Liberian culture, blah, blah, blah. How you
we see
take steps by appropriate legislation and executive orders to eliminate sectionalism and tribalism and such abuses of power as a misuse of government resources, nepotism, and all other corrupt practices.
Exactly so, Julius.
So for you, the government is not doing it.
Yeah, the government is not doing it. The government is promoting sectionalism, nepotism, and tribalism to the higher core. We may overlook it, as I said.
How?
And now, when the Constitution is violated, in Article 76, a call for treason. The higher crime in the land has been committed by the president and the vice president. Remember, the vice president said the last time the border is just open. Then why are we paying security? I mean, that's a statement of failure. It means they no longer can protect us. He said the border is open, we just go ahead. Yes, we know we all are praying to God. But the border is just open and other things. Then why are we spending the money on the police? Why are we spending money on the security? For the police, you have an increment of 4.29 million this year. Why are you paying the police? Why are you paying the immigration? Immigration has increment of 3.3 million. So it means, where is this money going? If the vice president who we elected and are depending on to protect and secure our life and property, and he can say the border is just open. This is why the trust has permeated our society to the higher core.
Okay.
And it is polluting our youthful generation that's supposed to serve as a basic fabric, that's supposed to replace the older generation. We are in trouble. So we are calling on the Liberians who love the country. Now, about somebody the last time, I was talking somewhere, somebody talked about, you can see the yellow machine, you can see this. We are not talking about that. We're talking about the sanctity and the dignity of our Constitution.
Okay. Let's go to the apostle. He has just started enumerating some of the reasons why you believe the president and vice president should go, they should resign. You want to add up to him?
Well, thank you very much. I want to seriously add on to him. If we read our constitutions, we have to do with Article 1. Mm-hmm. It gives power to the people.
Article 1 says,
yes,
all power is inherent in the people. All free governments are instituted by their authority and for their benefit, and they have the right to alter and reform the same when their safety and happiness so require. In order to ensure democratic government which responds to the wishes of the governed, the people shall have the right at such period and in such manner as provided for under this Constitution to cause their public servants to leave office and to fill vacancies by regular elections and appointments.
Thank you very much. So based on Article 1, we are citizens of the nation. We are not safe, neither secure. If you look at our border today, you observe that Guinea have declared war on our nations. And so,
according to the government, war hasn't been declared.
Yes, if Guinea will, the soldier from Guinea will encroach on our land and host a flare in Liberia. What does it indicate? It indicates that Guinea has declared war on our nations. And that's why we, the spiritual leader of this nation, will not continue to look while government continue in this kind of manner and form. And so, as citizens of the nation, we are saying that government, you are looking and others are taking over our nations. And brother, if you study very well about Israel, Why you think that Israel is fighting? Israel is fighting for her land that God has blessed her with. And so Liberia, as a nation, who's supposed to protect, if you look at our schedule, the Constitution, read the schedule there. The schedule, when Joseph Boakai was sworn into power, the Chief Justice clearly spelled out that you are to protect and defend the sovereignty of our nation. But today, the president has failed to protect and defend the sovereignty of our nations. And so as a result of that, Guinean soldiers are living in Liberia. They are even thinking of being buried in our nation.
Guinea says that land is for them. So if it is for them, then they are not in Liberia. Then that's not a problem.
No, the land is not for Guinea. There is a land that is part of Liberia, which of course, Lofa as a county that been occupying. If you go there today, you'll see the cornerstone are clearly spelled out. That is place for Liberia. So if that place is for Guinea, why is it that the government cannot declare to the nation that it's place for Guinea? And so that's place have been for Liberia for the past time. But government failed to defend the territory of our land.
What are the other issues?
So if you study very well about the Bible, let's go to the book of 1 Samuel chapter 15. If you look at 1 Samuel chapter 15,
verse what?
22. Besides 22, let's look at 11 first.
Okay, let me go to 1 Samuel.
15 verse 11.
Chapter 15, verse 11.
Yes.
It says, I regret that I have made Saul king, for he has turned away from me and has not done what I told him to do. Samuel became angry, and he cried out to the Lord all that night.
So based on that scripture as an apostle of the land, the presidents of the land are turned away from God.
How?
The last time we listened to the president, and he said, if it costs me to dance with the devil, I will do so.
Who are you? Heard the president said talking there?
Yes, he said it. He
Where?
said, last time during the campaign, he said, if it costs me to dance with the devil.
It is what someone said. He said.
That's what I'm saying. Besides that, spiritually, I've seen clearly that you are turning away from God. Besides that, it was confirmed by this prophet from Nigeria who said that Joseph Boakai was satanic. He said Joseph Boakai was confused. And so, I think the government tried to attack him, and they even wrote a letter to the Nigerian government, tried to complain this prophet. And that is what we are come to confirm in Liberia, that Joseph Boakai is dancing with the devil. We witnessed the last time the Judah 26 celebration in Buchanan, when the men of God tried to minister, and he said people should open a Bible, and the president was not even having a Bible to even read you, even all the government officials. And so
some of them have Bibles on their phone, like me now. I have Bible on my phone, on my iPad and all that.
Yes, it's true. So you realize the presidents have left.
But sir, this is not a theocracy. This is not a country that God runs. It is a democracy. It is run by people, and God himself acknowledges democracy, that if you the humans want to run your own thing, then you run it. So why you want to make part of the removal of the president to be precedented upon him turning away from God or turning to God and all that?
So let's look at the book of 1 Samuel chapter 15, verse 23.
Let me read 23.
Yeah.
For rebellion is like the sin of divination, and presumption is like the evil of idolatry. Because you have rejected the word of the Lord, he has rejected you as king.
Of course. So when you reject the law, he will reject you. And that is why today Liberians are struggling.
But it still makes my point. It was a theocracy. God ran Israel at the time. He told prophets who to make king and all those kinds. And even God himself was regretting that he made Saul king. In this case, it is not God who came down and told a prophet to make Joseph Boakai president. It was Liberians who voted. It's democracy.
But have you studied the history of this nation, wherein our independence was declared at the church? Our independence was declared at the church.
But still, it is.
So
this
nation,
is not a democracy.
This nation, one thing you should know today is that If you study very well our first constitution, which of course don't change, he said this nation is a Christian nation. If you study the first preamble of our constitution, so what they did is that they changed the preamble to make Liberia a secular state, which of course is affecting our nation today. And so as a spiritual leader of this land, who God has called to watch over this nation, if you study our nation very well, you get to realize the masses are struggling, the masses are suffering, because we are turned away, especially the little turned away from God. Let me inform you, the Bible said when the wicked rule, the people suffer. And today, Liberians are suffering. And that is why the poverty rate continues to increase under this the President Joseph Boakai government.
Okay, let's come to the young man who is a part of your people. What do you think about this?
Yes, to add up or to buttress, I want to drill through what recently of recent in India. You see, in India, before you have a job in India, you have to write a test. So majority of the young people took that particular test, and some of them, and there was a foul play. So they felt infringed. So they tried to take a scrap against the government. And the prime minister there described them as a cockroach. That's how come they named the movement a cockroach movement. Right? So when they named that movement cockroach movement, they start to put tensions on the education minister and other people currently. What am I driving to? I'm driving to Liberia. Liberia is a country that has 75% of its citizens are youthful population. Right? So if we are looking at our state, we young people are looking at our state and the constitution and the sovereignty of our state are being undermined, and our constitution are being downsat. Portion of our constitution are being downsat. That means our future is on a threat. That's very serious. And Julius, I want to take you back to what happened in Kema. Were you aware that a ship came and spent 7 good days with all our government knowing that a ship was over our sea? It was the citizen that raised that alarm. Having been that could be a gun, or having been that could be a weapons or war to declare. But now, Julius, you and I are now sitting in a studio. We do not know the intention of those people that were on our water for good 7 days with all the alarming of the citizen. But then, we're not talking something here. The state coroner is vulnerable. The safety of its citizens has been undermined. We are not safe in the country currently because our constitutions are being urinated on and trashed. We are all patriotic people. There's not about politics. Maybe they might see we are being masterminded by opposition. No, there's a patriotic core that we have to protect our constitution. We, the young people, if we do not do that.
What is your political affiliation?
Currently now, I'm not affiliating with any political party. I have no alignment with any political party.
Were you affiliated with any party before?
I'm telling you, Julius, I'm an independent young guy who continue my advocacies.
Yes.
Precisely.
I agree. Have you affiliated with any political party before?
I'm not part, and I will not be part of a political party because I feel that they all do the same.
Okay, let's come to you, sir. Are you a part of any political party? Apostle? Mm-hmm.
Well, personally, I'm not into any political party.
But before?
But I used to be a sympathizer of the Unity Party when they took the role, especially when Joseph Boakai created the role from here of the Grand Jury. And I really admire him, and I used to really speak for him at the Taisha. But when God opened my eye onto what I'm speaking of, and I started to speak again.
So you were a sympathizer?
Yes.
Not a member?
Yes, I was sympathizer of the Unity Party at that time.
But by the time he carried the road there, it was already revealed, alleged that he said he would dance with, even he could dance with the devil to become president. But you were still sympathizing up to the time he carried the road there.
So I was sympathizing at that time. But then when the Lord opened my eye.
Oh, so and so before that time.
Yes.
Your eyes were not open.
When the Lord opened my eye unto him.
But Chivo.
Yes.
Cause that other thing during the election that then Kennedy Bwakai said in a meeting that he would even dance with the devil to become president, right? Yes. And it was revealed that time, and then all of us knew it. Liberians voted for Bwakai. Then Bwakai great on the road, carry the road to Grand Jide, right? And you were a sympathizer. Then God open your honor. Then you see that dancing with the devil not to be problem.
That's what I'm saying. You see, we who are spiritual leaders, we believe seeing is believing. So I saw what had happened.
Okay.
And so I decided to turn away from what he was engaged into. And that is why today, I'm angry.
And so just like God regretted making Saul king, so you are regretted sympathizing.
No, the Bible said when God spoke unto Samuel, Samuel get angry. And so when God revealed him to me, I'm angry personally.
So you the scene where you yourself regretted being a sympathizer.
I'm personally angry with him. Okay, and that is why you see me speaking.
And that's why he should leave.
That's why he should leave.
Let's come to Rufus. What's your political affiliation?
Several political affiliation.
Several.
I was member of the NUDP at the time of Prince Johnson.
Okay.
I left. I affiliated party with the party. I had membership with them, in fact.
Well, from when to when?
Around the 2017, I had affiliation with in fact, membership with the Unity Party, and later on shifted to ALP. And then I contested at one time.
Yeah, because I know you were in District 8.
Yeah, District 8. I contested at one time, and my membership is on hold after the election. So right now, we are running this pro-democracy organization to see how best we can watch our constitution and the governance system clearly.
When you were speaking, you said you gave them time to resign between October something.
Yeah, October the 23rd.
What will you do if they don't resign?
We come in the street. We are conscientizing people who love this country to come out. If they do not leave the street, we will stay there. We will stay there. The country for every one of us. We will stay there until, we ensure that he leaves the street. We're not going to do that in any violent manner. We're going to do that peacefully. It will cause us to sit in action, like what Desmond Tutu then did in South Africa at the time. We're going to do that.
Do you think you will have the support of the people? That's another thing. To call for something is one thing. Is that why you think a whole lot of Liberians want? Are they not patiently waiting for 2029 to make their constitutional choice, or not? Do you think they really want you to call for presidential resignation?
We need to stand to speak on the things. Some of our people may have the mindset to wait for 2029, but our constitution is cardinal. It surpasses any other individual in the country. So it simply means that today the president and the vice president can take gun and just start shooting people, and then we say, oh yeah, let's wait for 2029 and SYZ. No, we have to protect the dignity of our constitution that our forefathers left with us. The constitution has been abrogated, so we cannot wait. So when the constitution is abrogated in Article 76, as we said, it's treason. The president and the vice president are moving with treason on their head. They are committed a higher crime against the Liberian people. Okay. So they must go.
Before we go to let me say this. I see some people messaging and writing on the live. Oh, why you brought these people? They're not serious. You see, this is a democracy, right? It's not just about quote unquote certain group of people and blah blah blah. You may think that the point talking doesn't make sense. Yeah, it is your choice. But in a democracy, we hear from all sides. If two groups of people come together and they say they're calling for the resignation of the president, the vice president, then we call them in to hear from them, to hear their side of the story. And so you have heard. Let's go to the lines. Let's hear from you. Do you agree with them or not? That is where the issue is. 777-700-995, 555-995. Let's go out to you there. Do you agree with them? Do you not? Let's hear from Liberians out there. Welcome. Let's hear you.
Good afternoon, Chair. How are you?
I'm fine. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, thank you. I'm Leo Wogapi Joro. I'm calling from Josephville this afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
And I listened to those guys in the studios, but I was just laughing when he pushed the pastor against the wall and you were like struggling to answer some questions that are all coming interesting. So, nothing more to say, but I let you know that black. Thank you.
Okay. Thanks so kindly. Let's see who's right here. Welcome. Let's hear you.
Julius, good afternoon.
Yes, go ahead.
Lorenzo Prince Boga from Ravi Highway.
Mm-hmm.
And Julius, let me say thanks as always for the opportunity given me. Julius, I'm sitting here and kind of wondering, more especially when it comes to the apostle, right? And he talked about the issue of poverty for a reason why the president and the vice president should be leaving power. But Julius, if you read Matthew 26:11, where Jesus, when the lady who washed Jesus' feet with the perfume, right? And then one of the disciples said, but we can sell this perfume and cater to the poor. And Jesus told them clearly that you always have the poor with you. Jesus, you will always have poor people. Jesus himself said, answer David, even if you read Deuteronomy 15:11.
Yeah, but they are talking about insecurity. They are talking about our the integrity, our territorial integrity being encroached upon, and all of those.
They also mentioned the issue of poverty. That's for the reason. The issue of poverty. I don't want anybody using people, man. Julius, look, there will always be poor people. Nobody should use anybody because they're poor and say President might resign. That is not an excuse. What is the president doing to alleviate the people from poverty? That should be the issue. Not because people poor.
Okay.
Are there poor? Yes, there will always be poor.
Okay.
What is the president doing? Or what is the leadership doing? That would be our concern. We have a lot to do in this country.
Thanks so kindly. Let's see who's right here. Welcome. Let's go overseas. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, Julius. Good afternoon. This is Gustin. I call from North Dakota, USA.
Mm-hmm.
Julius, in as much as we have a democracy, it is the right of every citizen to speak to the issue. But I think when you come to speak to the issue, come with some sincerity and honesty. The man of God in studio there, he is not a man of God. And these are the things that make it to the Christianity is being flipping from all around the place.
Why do you say he's not a man of God?
When did God open his eyes? When did he start praying that God open his eyes when he created the road to the southeast? When he was celebrating the same president? Did you read anything?
Yeah, but the message God open his eyes. The same way the same God who made Saul king express regret is the same way he himself has expressed regret.
He's not a man of God because he does not read the Bible. Because if you read the Bible,
but the man just read Bible. The man show you accounts in the Bible. Is it the man read Bible?
Julius, if you read the Bible, the same Bible is talking about everything the Bible talk about. You read in the Revelation from chapter 14 coming all the way down. Everything is happening.
So do you disagree over what they said? Is it not true the points that they made?
Julius, did I dispel everything? I said no. If people have point that democracy, yes, but you can't come because you think you have one little point. Is it the president? If our president should resign?
Okay.
Who told you so?
Okay.
Where you coming from without an idea?
Thanks so kindly. Let's see who's right here. Welcome from overseas as well. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, Julius, this is Bokai. I'm calling you from Iowa.
Go ahead.
Your studio guests make some allegations and they not give us no real and meaning of what they were saying. My question here is, the president is making efforts in terms of diplomatic means in the Guinea crisis.
Mm-hmm.
So what is your suggestion? Should we go to war with Guinea?
Okay.
That's why I want to please ask the studio girl.
They're hearing you.
Liberia should go to war with Guinea.
Okay, they have heard you. They will answer. Let's remain overseas. Welcome. Let's hear you.
Hey, Julius, this is your name said Lofa Julius, calling from Raleigh, North Carolina.
Go ahead.
I just got two questions for the apostle. The first question would be, Mr. Apostle, how long would you need to turn in your resignation from your current position as an apostle when President Boyka called you and offered you a position? Secondly, you said God called you. Do you mind sharing God's number with me so I can call him and ask why it took you so long to call you?
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks so kindly. I say America closer to heaven, so Jacob, welcome. Let's hear you. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good evening, Julius.
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. My name is Lincoln. I call from the city.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Julius, sorry to say, but I think your spirit is amphibious.
The what?
The sound ambiguous.
Okay, the sound ambiguous. Why do you say so?
Not ambiguous. It's ANDRBRLLACE. Ambiguous. Yeah. So why did I say so? You know, I listened to one of the speakers, especially the one who referred himself as how they call it, apostle. Now, when you listen to him, he said he came. I mean, God sent him so that God can be, emancipated from poverty. But if you listen to his discussion, it has no connection. I will be telling us that he's here to alleviate people from poverty, and I see that he telling all the person should be signed. So are you insinuating that poverty came to the country as a result of Joseph Boyka becoming president? And he said 2012 God called him. And from 2012 up to now, it's 14 years now. So all that time you have around the people that were no poverty, that you coming back because we understand that political issue coming in the country now.
Okay, thanks so kindly. They've heard that. Let's see who's here. Welcome. Let's hear you.
Yeah, thank you very much, Julius. Well, my name is Andrew Wisse, and I join you from Panama District number 11. Julius, I stand to agree with him to some point. There is a need for the government to look to change some things around, but I disagree with him on the issue of the Ebola. You know, this issue is a diplomatic issue. That land belongs to Liberia. We still maintain our ground, but we cannot go to war. Julius, we fought 14 years zero crisis here.
Did they say we should go to war?
No, they did not say that directly, but the way they're speaking, they're trying to make that because the president have not taken that decision as a government to be able to retaliate the way in which the Guinean government did it in a negative form and manner. These are our neighboring country, and we just have to take the approach. As the president taking that approach, I want to appreciate him for that.
Okay, thanks so kindly. We go back to them. News is coming up shortly. We go to Theo, first of all. 45 seconds. You listen to the calls?
Yes, I listen to the call. And, you know, in every actions or in every struggle, you get people that will talk. And I respect their view because we all are Liberians, and their view is well considered. And you know, some of them, the reason why they will talk like that, they feel that maybe we are being insulted or influenced. This is not about insulted or being influenced, right? This is about protecting the sovereignty. I know how some of them really understand when they say sovereignty. I know, but that's it. That's their point of view. But if Liberia really matters to you a lot, what will say you will battle it?
Okay.
Because this is about our country.
Okay.
Right?
Thanks so kindly. We come to you, Apostle. You got some of the questions?
Well, you know, our people, we are practicing democracy. You know, Jesus said in the book of St. John chapter 8, verse 32, he said, know the truth and the truth shall set you free. The matter of fact is that we, the spiritual leader of this nation, will not continue to be spectators. We will not look why the nation go astray. In the first place is that Joseph Boyka came on the platform of rescuing our nation. But today, he has failed to rescue the disadvantaged youth. He has failed to rescue the people with disability. He has failed to rescue our Ebola. He has failed to rescue even the manding law that say we should get 3% out of 100% of our resources, wherein foreigners are taking our resources out of the nation, and Liberians continue to live in abject poverty. We are still looking at Julius, the president, that is ruling 3 years now, that he cannot take our nations out of poverty. And so people speaking their mind, they don't, in Liberia, whenever people have what they have, they believe that everybody's certified. And so we as spiritual leaders, we believe that this nation belongs to we all, and we may enjoy it.
Thanks so kindly, sir. Rufus, do you think you get public support based on the cause? You don't seem to be getting the support.
We have public support, and indeed we have. So all we can say is that we are calling on the public to assemble with us on the 23rd of October.
That is if they don't resign.
Yeah, if the two individuals talk about stay in power and want to force their will on us, they have violated the Constitution. For us, there is our greater and higher point. They have violated the Constitution to the core.
And because of that, they should go.
And so they should go.
Thanks.
Sectionalism, tribalism, and what have you.
Thanks so kindly, gentlemen, for being here. We sincerely appreciate accepting our invite. That's how we go. My name is Julius J. Tomorrow we have Representative Frank Safoko here. And of course, the LRA Customs Commissioner will be here as well. My name is Julius J. We are out.